What is up, guys? Drew Martin here with the bowl preview show. Going over tonight's matchup. Only one left on today's slate. Missed the Wisconsin Wake Forest one too early this morning, but do have one tonight. Hopefully, go 1-0 here. It's the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific kick on ESPN. Big 12 versus the SEC top 10 matchup here. We got the Florida Gators and the Oklahoma Sooners. Sooners now minus 8.5-point favorites, 64.5 being the total. This one in Arlington, Texas. AT&T Stadium looks like 42 degrees, 21 mile per hour winds. Only an issue if you're attending the game. Tailgating maybe might be a little bit hindered there, but this is a controlled climate, fast track, so no need to worry about the weather from a betting perspective. Talking about the Florida Gators, 8-3 straight up, 6-5 against the spread, meaning if you were betting on them each and every game, you won 6, lost 5. Oklahoma, 8-2 straight up, 7-3 against the spread, 5-5 over under for Oklahoma. Over trenders for the Florida Gators, 7 overs, 4 unders for the season. So, guys, breaking this game down, Oklahoma quarterback Spencer Rattler, really good prospect here. Young guy, and it's always a tough follow. Think about the Oklahoma quarterbacks from just the past 3 of them: Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts. Kind of tough shoes to fill, but he's done a great job. 2,700 yards passing, 25 touchdowns, just 7 interceptions. So Oklahoma offensively, a Lincoln Riley coached offense, been very good against the Big 12 opponents. Passing success rate, number 8 in the country. Finishing drives, number 9 in the country. Scoring touchdowns, not field goals. Very important in today's game. And their defense. When you think Oklahoma, you think good offense, but this year their defense is a lot better. Alex Grinch, defensive coordinator, has done a great job there. Number 7 in havoc rate. Although if you're looking for something to kind of pick at, tackling, Pro Football Focus does a tackling stat that I like to look at, how good you are at tackling. The game of football has really moved to, basketball on grass, getting your best athletes in open space against the, individuals on the defensive side. And they're actually only 85. So they have had a bunch of missed tackles this season. If you're looking to back the Sooners, might be something to watch out for. They do stop the run well defensively. So that is something to kind of keep in mind here. The only problem with that is Florida isn't going to look to run the ball too much. And talking about the Florida side here, guys, and look, we need to really talk about this line move, because since the opener, it was actually the Florida Gators favored by just a slight favorite here. And now we've already seen Oklahoma minus 8.5-point favorite. So a huge move here towards the Sooners, and a big part of why, actually the main reason of why, is the opt-outs on the Florida side. Really all the playmakers on the offensive side, the top 4 receivers in terms of yards, out for Florida, declaring for the NFL draft and 1 injury. That includes Pitts, Toney, and Grimes. Now, Kyle Trask, as far as I know, is playing, and that's really the most important piece to the Florida offense. Now, the other 3 not being there are a big downside. But, you got to factor it in the line move here. Also, 2 on defense that are big. Defensive line starter in Miller, their linebacker, their top tackler, and another cornerback starter just opting out. So big opt-outs on the Florida Gators side. It looks like they're going to go with 61, 62 scholarship players for this matchup, which is, alarming. But it is what it is. You catch more than a touchdown here with the Florida Gators. And we saw it last night and actually took a loss on it. If you were watching the video, went 1-1 yesterday on backing Colorado because of the Texas opt-outs. You really got to look at the recruiting rankings, guys, and kind of going to learn that, learned it the hard way last night. Hopefully can come back on it tonight, because I'm getting in personally here with the Florida Gators plus 8.5. That is the play. Going back and seeing, what Texas was able to do with people, you haven't heard of the players as much because of the opt-outs. Sure enough, the Florida Gators, we're going to have new guys stepping up. And when you look at the recruiting rankings, what Dan Mullen has done here at the University of Florida, top 15 in each of the last 3 seasons, for number 9 by my ratings in terms of recruiting rankings. So yes, you might not know the names as much, but in my opinion, there's going to be talent here at the skill positions for the Florida Gators. The offensive line has stepped up. So I could see a lot of points here tonight. But the thing keeping me off the total is the Florida Gators, number 77 in terms of pace, how often they're snapping the ball within how many seconds are going off the clock, off the play clock. Oklahoma, number 95. So neither team is really all that up tempo, even though you think about, offensive kind of numbers here with both teams averaging 42 points, interestingly enough, averaging the same amount of points, but not running at a high tempo. So the number of plays in this game is what worries me about betting the over, plus the fact Oklahoma's defense has stepped up, and at times Florida's defense has looked really good. What I'm going at here is one angle, special teams angle. One, the special teams coach for Oklahoma, Shane Bieber, he's left town. He's now taking the South Carolina head coaching job. And Oklahoma's special teams unit really hasn't been one of the stronger units in the Big 12. And depending how you want to go off the ratings of special teams, the Florida Gators top 5 unit with likely the best kicker and a really good punter. So I think there might be some kind of intangibles in terms of on the special teams advantages towards the Gators and head coaching. When you talk about bowl games and bowl preparation, especially in 2020, Lincoln Riley 0-3 in bowl games. Dan Mullen 7-2, including 2-0 his last two here as the Florida Gators head coach. There is a caveat that Lincoln Riley's 0-3 is all in semifinal games. This is just a regular bowl game being in the Cotton Bowl. All that into account, though, guys, we get more than a touchdown over multiple key numbers here with the players out. I'm going with Florida, plus 8.5, plus 285 on the money line for a sprinkle as well. But for record-keeping purposes, guys, the play for this bowl game tonight going off in, just 2.5 hours here, guys. So if you're watching on replay, going to need to book it to the book. We got the Florida Gators plus 8.5 for the best bet. And for a little sprinkle, on the underdog, which we've been doing all throughout bowl season, Gators plus 285 on the money line. That does it for the breakdown, guys. Hit the chat box here real quick. Senor Pipes, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for joining me. We got Best Danny, 8.5. That's it, man. Going with the Gators plus 8.5. Blackman, what is up, buddy? Shout out to you as well. Yeah, Robbie Vino, Teddy Covers killing it as well. Bill, let's keep on moving. Absolutely. We got Oklahoma plus 3 last week. Hey, that's a great bet. We got dollars here throwing up in the chat box, guys. Shout out if you got Oklahoma plus the points. Obviously, killing the line move. So not going to talk you too much off of it. Actually, if you want to look back at the Florida Gators plus the points, set yourself up for a middle. That might be a look as well. Big Ragu, what is up, buddy? You already got Oklahoma minus 3. That's a good bet as well. But, coming back on the Gators plus the points might be a look. Hey, look, it could come back in our face, guys. A lot of people here on Oklahoma, no doubt about it, especially with the news. But sometimes, these players aren't as well known, but they're pretty talented. You got to think, the number one kind of destination as of right now for Florida schools is the University of Florida. Top 15 each of the last 3 in recruiting rankings. Actually, wide receiver heavy as well. So I think these guys should step up with, in my opinion, the number one pure passer in college football and Kyle Trask. I think they're still going to have success here. Weather's not going to be a problem. Also, that back door could be open. Interesting note, I almost forgot here, talking about Oklahoma. Point scoring differential in the halves. In the first half, plus 17 points for Oklahoma. In the second half, just plus 1.9 points. So that could speak to them being in front in most of their games. But I look at that as kind of coaching changes at halftime, not really working in their favor. So even if Florida gets down, I think they might have a puncher's chance at coming in. And also that back door over 7 now, the line could be open. So Florida Gators plus 8.5, little sprinkle here on the money line, plus 285. Guys, best of luck if you're tailing, and enjoy the Cotton Bowl. Be back early tomorrow with the 4 games on tomorrow's slate. Going to do a early bowl game preview with all 4. So come back and join me at Drew Martin Bets on Twitter. Also, guys, make sure to check out YouTube if you're having any trouble watching it on Twitter, at Drew Martin Bets, and Facebook as well. Please smash the like button, guys, and best of luck with your bets. Thanks for tuning in.